Hey flowers! I hope you're all doing well. I realized that I haven't posted anything interesting in like a month. So I asked you kindly on Instagram to tell me what you would want me to talk about, and most of you asked me to do a video about how to get motivated. Specifically, how do I get motivated to get my ass on the gym floor? So here it is. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I was damn surprised by this because, out of all people, I never thought that I seemed to be so motivated. I didn't realize that my Instagram gave off that I go to the gym every day and I'm so motivated vibe. But yeah, after a closer look, fuck yeah, my Instagram does give out that vibe. So I asked myself, how did I get there? How can I explain this to people? How did I get from not working out ever to all of a sudden not being able to like rest one day without thinking about the gym? I legit went from avoiding at all costs training to actually relish every time I hit the gym floor. Now, trust me, it took a while to figure this out. It's quite puzzling. How the fuck did I get off my butt? I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit tragic, the reason why. So as many of you know, I struggle though with depression. Anyway, so back in September, I got hospitalized for a month in a mental institution. It was actually an awesome place. I felt safe, good food, nice people, kind staff, and beautiful garden helped me to get some headspace. And I was a bit far from everything and everyone, so it was a nice break from the world, basically. At the hospital, I realized I didn't have goals. I struggled to find motivation every day, like nothing drove me. I felt like a piece of shit. I hated my body, like properly. I remember even like being in my bedroom with my best friend Angelica, and that day was really, really hot. We were in underwear and bra doing some yoga, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, fuck, am I getting fat? And Angelica looks at me like, do you really want to know the answer? And I'm like, am I getting fat? And she's like, well, you did get a little chub, girl. And that was it. Existential crisis. Like, fucking hell, my best friend just told me, she said it. So I ran to my mom. That was when I was in my apartment, and I was like, Mom, am I fat? And she looked at me, she's like, careful, you're gonna look like me. By the way, my mom's overweight, so yeah, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. So yeah, that set the alarm bells ringing. And it was so hard to even imagine changing direction in my life and start taking control again of the boat in which I was. Because yeah, I needed to get out of my slump. So usually in those times I would Google like, how the fuck do I get my shit together? But surprisingly, I didn't at the time. I probably did in the past. Anyway, this time I was really thinking about how can I make a change. So back in September, October, I decided to do something meaningful. So I really fancied a guy back then, and I was thinking about him a lot. Okay, when a girl says a lot, it obviously means all the fucking time. And yeah, like, I really fancied him, and I realized that, okay, he liked me when I was so unattractive. Now, think about it. Imagine so basically he was gonna come back in February, and I thought, holy shit, if he liked me when I was so unattractive, imagine when I become like fucking attractive, how much he'll like me. So I was like, okay, it's October now, it's a good time to start getting summer body ready. Because we all know the April rush, right? It's like horrible. Everyone's running to the gym, running on the treadmill, and like sprinting like crazy. Like, I need to get rid of the fat that I've accumulated in a year. And the problem with this is that, your body doesn't have the time to like change and transform, and people end up at the beach a bit uncomfortable and half fit. Anyway, so the reason why I wanted to get fit was a guy. Cliche! But, like I teach my students, extrinsic motivation builds intrinsic motivation. So for instance, when a child starts to study in primary school, it's very unlikely that he's going to do the hard work for good grades just for the sake of it. Generally, a child will start studying hard just to please the parents or the teachers. And once the child matches the parents' expectations, they start feeling good, and like they don't want to have good grades for their parents anymore, it's for themselves. And I see it every day. As soon as my students get good grades, they want better ones. Sometimes they get a B+, and I'm like, that's great. Or their parents are like, that's amazing. But they're like, no, I wanted an A. And it's like the kid doesn't care anymore about what the parents think. He wants things for himself. And I think it's quite a similar process that happened to me. not gonna lie to myself, I started training because I liked the guy and wanted to look good for him. But after a couple of weeks of training, I realized I love this shit. And I didn't do it for him anymore, but for myself. I feel like you might not be convinced yet about me doing this for myself, and I get it. But if that can convince you more, the guy never came back in February, and whatever, you know what? I'm still here. I'm still working out every day. And I started my fitness journey 50% in, and now I'm 90% in it. So most people think that like when you start your fitness journey, either you're 100% or 0%. Either you hit the gym every day and diet like crazy, or sit on the couch all day eating McDonald's. It's kind of funny how McDonald's always shows up in like unhealthy combos. Anyway, so I started my journey 50% and I decided to invest in a personal trainer. It was probably gonna be expensive, but I was like, listen, it's worth the money, I need support. And mainly I was sick and tired of investing and being sick and tired, like putting all my energy in that, and I decided to do something a bit productive in order to stop being sick and tired. So I took a piece of paper. No, actually, I took a Google Doc. Who the fuck writes anymore? And I decided to write my goals. So my first goal was to fit in my 54 pair of jeans size 36, in which I didn't fit anymore. I wanted to be strong, very strong. I didn't want to find muscles, I just wanted to be stronger, although now I do want to find muscles. So funny because the guy at the gym was like, tell me when you're flexing, and I was like, I'm flexing. Anyway, I wanted stronger arms, slimmer legs, a sexy booty, which I still don't have. And as cliche as it sounds, I just wanted to look like a Victoria's Secret angel, like a model, but like a fit, sexy model. I also wanted exercise to be a feel-good habit rather than a source of stress, because the last time I exercised, I had a program and it was way too intense, and it was a burden and I was not feeling well. So I wanted it to be not a source of stress, but something I'd feel happy about. Wanted to be more emotionally and physically fit since I had depression, and just enhance my body image and my self-esteem. And then the two very like simple goals were 2 push-ups and battle ropes like a pro. So those were my goals. But what's important is that I didn't have them in mind all times. To be fair, the only 3 goals that I had in mind was like, okay, do 10 push-ups, battle ropes, and get stronger. So, and I thought, you know, once I do these goals, if I focus on those, the rest will just follow. Anyway, so let's just go to my tips. So my first tip is to list your goals. I really do recommend making a list of all the goals that you can think about, all the ones that you want to reach, but don't try them all at once. Honestly, don't. Like, recipe for failure. If I did that, then I'd be focusing on, oh my god, am I sleeping better? Is my focus better? Am I happier? Do I like my body? And no, after 3 months, I still didn't like my body. So tip 2 is to take it easy, okay? Your brain is not meant to start doing an activity intensely if you haven't done it before, if you haven't done it in a while. So in other words, don't fucking hip thrust 100 kgs if you haven't done so in a year. Baby steps. Otherwise, recipe for emotional drain, DOMS, and injury. So take it easy. And the other benefit of actually taking it easy is that you're way more likely to progress. I remember not being able to do some exercises the first month, but then the next month I could do them super easily. And this progress just motivated me to go even stronger. So my tip 3 is to just focus on your goal. So I focused on one goal, and my goal was to enhance my self-esteem and my body image. And so to do this, I just really visualized a body that I liked. I picked up a picture of a body that I liked and that I wanted to kind of look like. It was Jasmine Tookes, and I put it next to my scale, next to in front of the toilet. And every time I would take a piss or poo, there was Jasmine Tookes in front of me with her sexy body. If Jasmine Tookes is looking at this, I'm really embarrassed. Jesus, should I cut this? Anyway, whatever. But okay, what's really important is to be realistic, okay? I picked Jasmine Tookes because I do have the morphology of a Victoria's Secret angel, and so I knew I could look like Jasmine Tookes. Don't pick the picture of an ectomorph if you're a mesomorph, okay? So picking a picture kind of goes hand in hand with having a vision board. So that's another tip that I have, to make a vision board. So, I don't have a picture of my vision board, and I don't have it here because my ex threw it away without asking me when we broke up. Talking about a petty breakup. Anyways, so I'd sit in the morning and look at each picture individually, one by one, visualizing myself being that, like studying, doing that yoga pose, blah blah. I totally get if you're lazy doing a vision board. What my friend Angelica did is that she actually made a board on Pinterest, and then in the morning when she commutes, she just looks at each picture one by one, and that way she gets inspired. I've started doing that too now. But that brings me to my fifth tip, I think. Yeah, tip 5. Get inspired. Okay, finding inspiration everywhere you can. That's really my tip. So for me, the gym itself is a place of inspiration because for me, it's just looking at all those strong men and women lifting heavy, those thick people, it's like their gains are crazy. And also just following people on Instagram that inspire me and unfollow all the stupid bullshit and all the stupid celebrities. Like cut the crap and get some real shit there, you know, like powerlifting legends and all that kind of stuff. So I started following like women a lot, like Women's Best, Joja, Chantal Ducamp, Elisa Kfit, Gains by Brains, Casey Wells, Chrissy Sella, and a lot of other personal trainers that I know from the gym and other people at the gym. Started reading blogs, books, magazines, and just watching videos on YouTube. So basically, inspiration for me came from others who had achieved what I wanted to achieve, or who are currently doing everything they can to achieve something. But there's another important point here. You don't want to let those inspo pics make you feel like shit. You have to put your fucking ego in the bin and appreciate these bodies. Like, look at them, admire them, their hard work, and let yourself be inspired by their progress. Don't compare yourself to them. Don't compare your progress. Just think about them as something you could potentially reach. Because obviously you're going to look so much different from them by the time you reach your ideal body. It will be different. And the amazing thing actually about Instagram is that the algorithms quickly spot that you're a fitness stalker. And so all of a sudden in your Discover feed, the Discover feed is just filled with videos about fitness. So if you're like me and you have a look on Instagram every day, you get loads of fitness content. And to be fair, if you think about your goals on a daily basis, they're more likely to become true. So tip 6, get excited. Put your ego on the side, don't feel like shit, and get yourself excited about your goal. This is why it's so important to have realistic goals, because then you can tell yourself, like, I can do it. I just have to put the work, you know? And I knew I could look similar to Jasmine Choke, so I just went for it. I built on that inspiration from her and others to create excitement, you know? So I just visualized myself being successful, working out, lifting heavy, being strong, being good in bed. Yes, I did. Once you're excited, it's just about carrying that excitement and energy forward. Now, another tip is the following. Tip 7 is to pick a start date. So I've read a lot online that it's very important to not start your goal right away and build anticipation. I didn't know it back then, but I actually did this without realizing it because I was at the hospital in September, and that's when I decided to like find my personal trainer. And once I would get out of the hospital, go back to London and start training. So that became my start date. Because let's say, like, fucking gyms in Paris are shit. So I emailed my trainer back then, and we picked a start date. And yeah, we built anticipation. He was like, oh, you can't start now. I was like, no, I'm sick. I was in a mental institution. Anyway, but that really well helped because I couldn't wait to start. Now, tip number 8 is to actually find a trainer. Seek for support. For me, it's so hard to train by myself, like to train on my own. Like, and especially building the habit to exercise is so damn difficult. Like, starting is not that hard. It's just keeping it going. And for me, having a personal trainer really helped because, you know, I had to wake up for him. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I had to wake up for him. I have to wake up early for him. And if I have to work out on my own one day, it's so damn difficult, honestly. What's really nice too is that my best friends kind of became my accountability buddies, and so they 100% supported me. And that was really awesome, and they looked up to me. Now, tip number 9 is to take progress pictures. So, I'm not gonna lie, my first picture, I never looked at it. I seriously didn't want to. I even told my trainer, I don't want to, okay? And I know it's odd because some people like to see themselves before and get motivated and think, oh fuck, I really need to work out. But I knew I didn't need to see that picture, okay? To remind me that I'm unfit, because when I walk up the stairs, I know. But the best thing that I did, though, was I filmed every workout, and it was like such a good idea because, especially as I said, when you start working out again, you progress really fast. And every week you lift heavier, you get stronger, your cardio gets better, and I just love right now looking back at the videos and be like, look at me, now I can do like 12 kgs, and back then I could do 2. So it's awesome to just compare. Now, my tip 10 is to commit publicly. I started a fitness page to hold myself accountable and commit publicly to my goals. Because nobody wants to look bad in front of the whole world, you know? And I honestly think it's true that we will go the extra mile in order to reach our goals if we've said to the whole world that we're going to do it, you know? And this really helped me to hold myself accountable, not just once, but all the time, you know, to commit myself and to actually give updates every day. Yeah, I'm sorry that I'm filling up your feed with my progress pictures. Now, my tip 11 is to ditch all the negative thoughts. Honestly, ditch the fear. Ditch the fear, okay? Fear of being different, fear of everything, fear of failure. You are the reason why you're not doing something, okay? You manage to unmotivate yourself quicker than others, and also quicker than you can motivate yourself. Like, seriously, do you want to live your life in regret? Like, smash the negative thoughts, replace them with positive ones. What really helped me is that I dissociated my body from myself. So it was kind of weird, but like I talked to my body like, I'm gonna fucking fuck you over today at the gym. It does sound negative, but it worked wonders, you know? So instead of being like, oh, I can't do it, I'd be like, bitch, you can. So it just stopped me from having the bad thoughts, you know? So I became really competitive, and I was like, look at you, you're gonna burn, you know? Watch you get some DOMs today. I know, it sounds fucking stupid. My friends saw me do this and they're like, what the fuck, you need help, girl? But yeah, so just think about the benefits and don't think about the difficulties, you know? You know, I know exercise sounds hard, but instead of thinking about how hard something is, think about what you will get out of it, you know? DOMs! Instead of thinking about how tiring an exercise will be, just think about how good you'll feel afterwards, you know? And honestly, the benefits really outweigh everything, honestly. So yeah. Now, tip 12 is to surround yourself with people who share the same mindset. You're a mixture of the 5 people you hang out the most with. If we take an extreme case, imagine, I don't know, you hang out with drug addicts, alcoholics, unhealthy people. Chances are you're going to start picking up on their bad habits and acting like them. So I found that when I started my fitness journey, a lot of my previous friends like judged me and they're like, come on, drink, have a drink. And I was like, I don't want to drink because my workout will be shit tomorrow if I do. And they're like, come on, a McDonald's is not going to kill you. I'm like, I know a McDonald's is not going to kill me, but it's going to kill my workout. Or like, have a pizza. And I'm just like, I'm cutting, not working. So what I love about being friends with people who actually gym and take care of themselves and like other PTs is that, you know, we stand up for each other, we get it, we don't have to justify ourselves, and that's awesome, you know? Now, like, my friends now, you know, we're like accountability buddies, and I actually get really competitive. I'm like, watch me bench press more than you in 5 months. I also do this with my trainer, and it's kind of like, I'm never gonna look like him, but... Alright, no, so my last tip now is a personal tip. This is what helped me a lot. So for the first month, I really didn't think about food. I didn't count my calories. I just went 50%. I only focused on the workouts, and I know this is debatable. Some people will be like, well, you should eat healthy if you're going to be training and stuff. And that's true, 100%. But I was not eating bad, you know? I was eating a muffin from time to time, eating salads, balanced diet. It was fine. Even my nutritionist was like, you can just keep doing what you're doing. It's fine. So I didn't go through the whole hassle of counting my calories and following like a super strict nutritional program. Because honestly, like, I've done that before and it's so daunting, and quite frankly, it's just overwhelming and you get sick of it, and you're way more likely to develop like eating disorders. And so no, I didn't do that. So I guess to conclude, just realize that motivation is not a constant thing and accept that. You know, it comes and goes and comes and goes again. But when it comes, it's not permanent. When it leaves, it's not permanent either. It might come back. It will come back. So be proud of yourself every time you hit the gym floor, because you might not realize it, but your body remembers every single movement and gets used, like, is getting used to the exercise. So every time your body's moving, he remembers it. And by the time you realize it, you've actually reached a really high fitness level. And so don't wait until like you reach a goal to be proud of yourself. Be proud of every single step you take towards reaching that goal. Be proud of every single workout, every time you hit the gym, you know? And one thing that a friend of mine told me yesterday was that, to be fair, it's when we don't want to go to the gym and we still do that real progress is made. And I think that's really true. So for instance, yesterday I really wasn't feeling like going to HIIT class. Like I was like, fucking hell, no, circuit actually. And I just, you know, I was like, fucking hell, I have to go. Like I pushed myself and I went and I was like, yes, I did it, you know, despite me not wanting to, I did it. And that feels awesome. So yeah, that was pretty much my fitness journey motivation. I hope you enjoyed that video. I want to say a big thank you to my friend Angelica for believing in me, and for my family and for my mom for, like, you know, helping me and supporting me throughout this. A big thanks to myself, honestly. Like, fucking hell, like, look at me. Look at where, like, okay, look at this transformation. I'm gonna, like, edit it so that it's here. Look at this transformation. Like, I'm so proud. It's fucking awesome. Okay, I'm not showing you my booty because I just don't want the whole world to see my booty. Plus, it's not there yet. Anyway, so yeah, that's my transformation. So big thanks to me. Like, I'm crushing it, honestly. I'm so proud of myself. Like, so proud. And I guess a little thank you for that guy that helped me start this without knowing it. He kind of helped me. But honestly, no. Fuck that guy. Big thanks to myself. Big thanks to my friends. The people around me, the trainers around me, my trainer, thank you, Andy. And yeah, alright. So training saved my life, pretty much, like literally it saved my life. And yeah, yeah. Peace and love, flowers.